Well, this was one hell of an episode, and especially knowing that we are not just approaching the end of the arc, but the end of Dragon Ball Super itself, it really felt way more special. I really couldn't believe this episode. Let me just get started and let's get into the Dragon Ball Super episode 124 review. Episode title is A Stormy Fierce Attack. Gohan fights with his back to the wall. So basically this is the title, and it suggests that Gohan is going to be the main protagonist of this episode. Well, the episode starts where the last one was let off, with Goku and Vegeta on his new form fighting Jiren. They continue that, and Goku actually tells Jiren that, man, you're really strong. Basically, yeah, Goku still thought that they could beat him because of the increase in power that they had, but actually it didn't go that way. Goku and Vegeta still go against Jiren in a beautiful animation. I love that part. And then you have both Goku and Vegeta using their signature attacks with Kamehameha and Final Flash. And everyone starts to freak out a little bit because Goku and Vegeta are starting to actually get the upper hand on Jiren. They did that on the last episode around the end, and once again they have done it. This episode really didn't show anything about Vegeta's power because, let's face it, we all knew that we are not going to get much of Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren. But what we got was really special. But let's continue. Goku and Vegeta did their signature attacks, just like I say, at Jiren, and we kinda see that Jiren is struggling. Actually, we have a big smoke, and they just might think, and everyone starts to freak out that they have actually won, or they are close to winning. But actually, Jiren is not scratched at all. Like, literally, it's like they didn't do anything to him. So I'm really looking forward to the big climax, which is of course going to be Goku versus Jiren. It is going to be very interesting, and I really love the animation on this episode, on the first part and also on the second part, where it got even better. But still, as Jiren is basically, as we see that Jiren is starting to get more serious and he powers up, we have the transition to Frieza versus Dyspo, which of course once again we knew that was going to take the biggest portion of the episode. At least we expected so. So we have Dyspo actually saying that now he has to play around. Actually, I'm sorry for this. It's time to stop playing around because Jiren is getting serious. So he has to get serious too. And Frieza actually points out that they should be done with games because they are just wasting their stamina. So basically, even this late, they are still caring about stamina, which is kind of weird. To be honest, I don't like it because, man, only 7 minutes as of this episode is going or left, so it doesn't really make that much sense. It's all about who is taking out who first. So Frieza and Dyspo start to hit each other, and Dyspo does that circle attack, something like this. He called that, and he's like, did you like this? You can see that Dyspo had the upper hand, but actually it didn't do anything to Frieza. Not even a single scratch on Frieza, just like ever since this battle began in episode 122, Dyspo hasn't really been able to damage Frieza at all. Even though in a battle you could see that Frieza is not that serious, Dyspo is really doing nothing to him, which is really interesting, and that thing really gets me because you can see that just like we predicted, Dyspo really cannot beat Frieza. But the interesting thing is that we get now to the quote-unquote main twist, which is Frieza's proposal to Dyspo. Who has been following the spoilers or the summaries that Toei releases for us knows that Frieza was going to propose to Dyspo. But if you were spoiler free, that was kinda really interesting. But indeed, Dyspo does refuse. He refuses to join with Frieza, or basically Frieza tells him that you are not going to win because Universe 7, or basically Son Goku and Vegeta, are holding their own. And Universe 11 really is on the back foot despite being quote unquote stronger. This is kind of what Frieza meant. So they need help because time is running out and Universe 7 has more fighters. But Frieza tells him that let me join with you. Just promise me that you are going to resurrect me with the Super Dragon Balls and we are going to win this. This is basically what Frieza tells to Dyspo. And was this smart from Frieza? Definitely, because Frieza is aware from what he's seeing right now that Goku and Vegeta cannot beat Jiren and Jiren can take them out. And Frieza is just going with the safe bet and basically trying to join Universe 11. But as expected, Pride Troopers, they fight for justice. Frieza is not a good guy and basically Dyspo refuses that and even calls Frieza an evil person, not something new, but he does that, so basically just make us sure that we all are aware of the fact that Dyspo was never going to accept that. It was just done for that, and Frieza goes like, too bad for you. Basically, it's too bad for you. He's not really amused at all. And now it was time for a beautiful animation at first where we see Frieza kinda glowing and he's going golden, of course. We see, and the tournament, the whole stage gets too bright, and even the gods of destructions have to cover their eyes. It was really an amazing touch. Then we have the same recycled animation for episode 94, if I'm not wrong, where Frieza basically transforms onto his true Golden Frieza form, or true Golden form, but he calls it True Golden Frieza, so we have to ride along with that. So basically he transforms into True Golden Frieza form, and it is beautifully done, even though I am aware of the fact that this is used a lot. It is still kinda cool, to be honest. But with that, with Frieza going golden, there is the end of the first half. And interestingly enough, we have Gohan on the title, but in the whole first half of the episode, we don't see Gohan at all. Like literally at all. Not even a tiny bit of action of what's going on between Android 17 and Gohan versus Toppo. And now we kick the second half with Frieza actually being faster than Dyspo. Golden Frieza, True Golden Frieza being faster than Dyspo. And really you can see the Universe 11, Kaioshin, and also the God of Destruction, Belmont, actually not believing their eyes. Frieza has taken over Dyspo, at least it seems. But then we got that weird key from Dyspo that we also saw on the preview. He was powering up and now it was time for Dyspo to unleash his full potential and his full speed. So up until then, Dyspo wasn't serious, just like Frieza. And actually, Dyspo is so fast that he's able to overtake Frieza, and he is that fast that not even God Pad can catch up with him. And Omnikings once again lose sight of Dyspo. They try to check it out on the God Pad, but we see that not even God Pad can keep up with it. But as it seems, Grand Priest is able to, and he basically says that they have to do something about the God Pads. So we see Dyspo still has the upper hand on Frieza, which is amazingly done. I really love the animation there. You can see that, and they are slowly approaching the end of the ring. So you can clearly see that something is going to happen here. And bam! Gohan leaves the fight with Android 17 against Dyspo and helps Frieza. Basically, the moment that Dyspo is close to take Frieza out of the ring, Gohan interferes and saves Frieza. Well, even one more interesting part is that Frieza tells Gohan that I'm gonna betray you again if I ever have the chance. Something along these lines, because keep in mind that I am watching this raw, so we just have the translations and not fully like the Crunchyroll does. And Gohan simply goes to like, if you betray us, I'm gonna kick your ass. That is basically what Gohan tells to Frieza, and that was such a badass scene. This episode in general was so well directed, the storyboard was amazing, the animation was amazing, and definitely a huge upgrade from the last episode. A huge one, despite in my opinion the last one being better storyboarded and I could say directed. You could still see that the last one was rushed, unlike this. So I'm really glad that basically we are getting strong animation despite not the strongest animators working on these episodes, because let's not forget that the big climax is yet to happen. So that is a bit for later, where the biggest animators are saved for. So now let's just continue. Gohan and Frieza both start to attack Dyspo, but he is able to easily dodge them and literally just tells them, those are way too slow for me. Those are way too slow for me. Those are not doing a thing to me. And Gohan realizes that this is not the way to beat this guy, so they have to slow him down. So Gohan orders Frieza to use his death beams and actually create a cage where Dyspo cannot move freely. And he goes to attack Dyspo head on. And that was really amazing, and he actually takes a big punch in order for that to happen. Gohan has been very well written on this tournament. I really enjoyed that they are showing more tactical approach of him, and we are actually seeing a mature Gohan just like he should be, instead of that brat that gets cocky. This Gohan is the best Gohan. You can clearly see that he's thinking, because Gohan is very smart and he came up with that plan, which was amazing. And now Gohan has Dyspo on strings, but still Dyspo is still very strong and Gohan is kinda dominating, you can see. But one weird thing is starting to happen. Frieza is really struggling to keep. He's running out of energy and Gohan has to rush, but that is kinda not possible. And Gohan throws Dyspo at the end of the cage, the death beam cage, and the moment that Gohan is about to take him out, Frieza runs out of energy, which was really well done. And you can see that there is no other choice. Dyspo feels saved and Gohan has to go for the ultimate decision, for something that wasn't going to benefit him, but was actually going to benefit the team and his universe survival. And he grabs Dyspo and literally just tells Frieza that, hey man, just take us out, forget anything else, let's take this guy out, because we still have 4 fighters left and they are going to have 2. So they are still keeping the advantage, and instead they are increasing the numbers. I'm sorry for this, guys. They are increasing the number difference despite it being the same. It's kind of different when it's 4-2 than 3-5. This is how I see it. 4-2, I see more advantage. I don't know why, but in my eyes it is that way. And Frieza, of course, has to be cocky, has to enjoy the moment that he's taking out Dyspo, who has been so annoying, and also a Saiyajin that he hates so much, or Saiyan, however you want to call them. I'm kinda alright with all of them. So Frieza takes both of them out, and indeed Grand Priest pronounces that both Gohan and Dyspo have fallen out of the stage. And Piccolo actually congratulates Gohan for what he did and for that decision. It was something very mature, and this is something that Gohan has done, and this is what Piccolo prepared him to do. To take the right decisions. And this was a really great thing, because we saw Gohan and Piccolo actually training before the tournament started, and Piccolo tells him that you cannot be cocky, that is why you lose. And this really showed that Gohan did take that lesson indeed and practiced it. Despite Universe 7 losing Gohan, he did a very good job, and given to his power, I don't think that Gohan could have done much more. And same goes for Android 17 in some kind of way. I expect 17 to go out very soon. But also, not just Piccolo is proud of what Gohan did. Goku, his father, his blood father, you see what I'm doing here? His blood father actually is very proud of what Gohan has done, and Goku and Vegeta are still preparing to fight Jiren, and as it seems, they were kind of more focused on Gohan versus Dyspo, Gohan and Frieza versus Dyspo than this. It's kind of weird, I would say that. I'm not sure I'm too big of a fan, but they really needed to include some father-son connection, especially around the end of the series. It was good, it didn't make that much sense, because it basically showed that in a minute, Goku and Vegeta didn't really move that much. Even though you could say that what we saw at the beginning of the episode and what Frieza was doing was kinda around the same part, but not even that, because Dyspo literally says that Jiren is getting serious. So I guess they didn't fight after, or basically they fought just a little bit. I'm talking about fighting off screen. That didn't really make that much sense to me. But still, an overall a great episode. I really enjoyed it. And the next episode is going to be even better, I think. From the preview, from the short previews that we get from Fuji TV, we are going to get the extended one very soon on Crunchyroll. But from that short preview that we saw, it is going to be mainly focused on Android 17, Frieza, and Toppo. And indeed, if you don't want to watch it, because some people like to skip them, don't even want to get spoiled from them, I don't want to talk about it. That's what I wanted to say with this. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This was my review. If you liked my review, please leave a like, comment your thoughts about the episode down below. What rating do you give to it? For me, it was very well directed, storyboard was on point, animation was great. All I can say is that indeed I did enjoy this more than I should have. But as I said at the beginning, Dragon Ball Super is indeed ending. For people who don't believe, yes, Dragon Ball Super is ending on March. It has been confirmed from Fuji TV itself. Is Dragon Ball as a series overall ending? No, we are going to get a lot of things, but after Super, the first thing that we are going to get is the new movie that is going to come, of course, this December. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel with notifications enabled. Have a great time, guys. Bye.